community for me is it's multifaceted. Community, I feel, is best described by this African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together, right? So I feel that's the best way to pin community. But like I said, I think community is multifaceted. My name's Stefan. The most important thing that people don't want to talk about is sometimes people are just lazy in building community. Your community is the versatility that you need to build. Ultimately, the goal in that spirit of community is to look at each other like, all right, bet, say no more.
Hey, before we drop into this episode, I want you guys to do me a favor. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment down your thoughts on these topics that we're having. We want to continue these conversations down in the comments, so make sure you comment and make sure you turn on that bell so you can get our episodes every Thursday at 6 p.m. All right, now enjoy the episode.
Ippy, that's it.
Welcome to E21 podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Knight, the good guy that's here to have no BS conversations, man. As you guys already know, this is season 3. It's all about connections, as I believe that connections is what makes you, you. And now this episode today is very important. I need you guys to grab your notepad, grab your pen, because I have my guy here.
Yeah.
Listen, when I tell y'all guy, this is my guy, bro.
Yeah.
And we're going to be focusing on community today. So I hope you guys can fully pay attention, because community is a big role in any and everybody's lives. So without further ado, man, go ahead and please, can we get a round of applause for the one and only, that boy Steph in the building, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people,
For
man.
sure. But you know, I know this is your podcast, right? I gotta do this real quick because I did this offline. I'm gonna do it on the episode as well.
Appreciate
My
it.
brother, I want to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
Right? Obviously, I'm excited to be here, right? But I wanted to tell you that it's been tremendous to see your growth, see where you're taking this, and shout out to your team as well.
Yes, sir.
Without further ado, my name's Stefan, originally from Canarsie, Brooklyn, born to Haitian parents, went to Lehman College, studied political science. By day, I work in Treasury and Trade Solutions for Citigroup. Otherwise, I'm a real estate investor, entrepreneur, community organizer, just me.
Man of many hats.
Yeah, man of many hats. Yeah.
Come on now. All right, man. So we're going to dive straight into it. So the first question I got for you, man, what does community mean to you?
I feel like community can't be limited to a phrase. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples, and then we're going to connect it to a phrase after, right? Let's take that walk. So for me, community means, right, so I grew up in the church. I honestly don't go to church as frequently, and neither do my cousins, so blame them. But growing up in the church was the first, for me, positive iteration of community. Taught me a lot of respect, right? So the same way that back in the day when I was going to church, I would have saw, Sir Jean-Louis,
of
right?
course,
and I would have been like, oh, like, hi, mommy, or whatever, right? It taught me respect, even though I don't go to church today.
Yeah. If
I still see Sir Jean-Louis in the, Kifu parking lot, I'm going to go and grab the bags for her.
Yeah.
Or if I, see her at checkout and it doesn't look like she has too many things, I might, just like, all right, I got you, mommy, right? You feel me? That's community for me, right? Okay, so I'm also in a fraternity. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. My frat brothers, I play basketball. I play sports with them. We work in the same industry, right? But in most cases, especially in the industry that I'm in, my frat brothers help me stay balanced in a world where I'm one of a few, right? That's community. So I'm putting these together to really say that community for me it's multifaceted. But I feel like the most important thing, if folks remember nothing else, community I feel is best described by this African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Right? Yeah. So I feel that's the best way to pin community.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think community is multifaceted. You see so many different versions and iterations of it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you went there because community is a lot. You of course have social media communities. Like everybody's trying to build a community. You feel me? And I feel like it's a major importance in that. But then you also said that she was a part of the frat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your peoples over there. Yeah, I knew I knew you was gonna throw that up. You have to represent,
baby. Hold on. yeah.
So me personally, right? I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
Yeah.
I only know about frats from what they show in the movies, of course. So can you give a little bit more in depth on that? Like how do you go about joining a frat? Because I believe I had asked a friend of mine where was a part of a frat too.
Yeah.
Where there's like I only thought it was something you join only through college, but I was told that you can also join if you're not in college, but it's preferred that if you're in college, it's best to join. So can you go a little bit more about like how do you go about joining?
Sure. So I'll answer that question two different ways. I'll talk about the standard process, right? For at least to join my fraternity, my illustrious oldest and coldest. First of all, we shall transcend all fraternity. So I mean, look, in college at least, it's a pretty standard process where if there are alphas on your yard, or your yard is really like your campus. So if there are alphas on your yard, pretty much look out for if they're having an informational, just for you to get familiar with the fraternity, understand what we're about, how we were founded, why we were founded. And typically from that informational, you would pretty much connect with the brothers on campus, and they would pretty much guide you towards your application process and the steps needed to go about that.
Okay.
So Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is a Black Greek lettered organization. I say that because there are also 8 other Black Greek lettered organizations that we recognize, a mixture of fraternities and sororities. And I want to say that all of them have what we call graduate or alumni chapters, right? Where after one has graduated, they can look for a chapter nearest to them with the organization they feel most aligned with, and they can join that organization through that graduate or alumni chapter. I feel so. You mentioned something about like only doing it in college or undergrad. I think you joining any organization, I feel, is most dependent on where you feel you are in life, and where it is that you see yourself going. So in my opinion, I feel the frat works better, or just these organizations, right? They work better, honestly, for some folks post-grad than they do in college or undergraduate. I think because the context is different, right? Like how you interact with the fraternity when you're in college and when you graduate.
Two different things?
Two different experiences.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like it's just like where are you and what is it that you want to get out of it? I feel like is the best way to determine which of the two to go for.
Okay. All right, Ben. I know this been like a little touchy thing whenever I ask everybody that's been in a frat.
Pause. I'm sorry. God is working on me. God is working on me.
All right, we catching them. I'm missing them. Feel me? But that process right here, right? You said they take you through the application. Now nobody ever want to talk about the application. You feel me? Yo, I'm a cute.
I know what you about to ask me.
You know what
I know what you about to ask me. Like, oh my gosh.
Now, yeah.
Yo.
So that process, right? Like,
oh, y'all watch too many movies.
But that's the thing, though. Oh, wow. You said I watch too many movies. Last person to ask this, right? And then he was like, I was like, so you can't tell me about anything about the application? She was like, no, I can't tell you anything about it. And then I'm like, why? I just can't speak about it. And I'm like, okay, tell me this. I'm like, is it just like the movies? And then she was like, yeah, it's just like the movies. So I don't know.
Listen, I'll tell you that.
So I don't know.
I'll tell you this. I feel. How are you gonna say I can't tell you anything, but then you proceed to say, "Oh, it's just like the movies"? But neither here or there, right? I'm already turned off. I'll say this. I feel that, for me, I feel the process is online, right? You could take a look at the website on how to become a part of that organization, especially for Alpha, right? And you can look at, like, okay, what are the steps that you need to take? Yeah, I can't speak to
here we go.
what it is
Here with that government CIA shit, man.
I'm just
That government
I
CIA shit.
can't speak to what this person experienced.
I respect that.
I'll just say that, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is a non-hazing organization, feel me? And I mean that wholeheartedly. So, we absolutely do not tolerate or condone any of the behaviors that I feel like, you're suggesting because you talked about the movies, right?
Yeah,
so we don't tolerate, we don't condone. Obviously, we take our fraternity seriously across the spectrum, obviously, right? And I think that in anything that you decide to, anything worthwhile in life, you're going to absolutely have to do a lot of self-reflection. You're going to meet certain challenges because, honestly, especially within a fraternal context, right? Like, you're going to always, if you're living fraternally, you're going to always give more than you receive. And I feel that starts from even the moment you decide that you might want to join an organization.
I respect that. That's clean. That's clean.
So I don't know what they was talking about.
All right.
In black people terms. I mean, like,
all right.
I don't know what they talking about.
So you mentioned briefly, you was like the frat helps you keep it balanced, I believe, right? So can you go a little bit more about that? Like, how is joining this frat actually help you become who you are right now?
So I'll give you a quick story. So I was a sophomore in college, and it's a poli-sci major. No one in my family that I had known at the time works in finance. So here I am, sophomore in college. I hadn't actually even joined the fraternity yet. And a brother had said, "Hey, I have this career fair, pull up." So listen, man, I've been on my hustle since a jet.
Florida terms.
Yeah, right. Since a little you know what I mean? Right. So when the career fair was far from my crib, but I was like, I bet I'll pull up. So I went there, and granted, the fraternity was hosting the career fair, and you had different companies there, and Citigroup was one of them. And honestly, I can track where I am right now to having gone to that career fair because that brother invited me, created a domino effect where I went, the recruiter, I don't know why, but at the time just really caught a liking to me and took me under her wing where she invited me to City. I went on an off day from school. I checked the office out. I spoke to some folks, and the way that she even like put it together, I was like sold after I spoke to them. And even after speaking to them, I went through an exploratory program. I did the summer analyst, role, and all of that built up to me getting a full-time job even before I graduated college.
Wow.
So like I knew what I was going to do before I graduated. Like I kind of had that already solidified. And I feel like all of that comes from just that brother saying like, yo, bro, pull up. Right. So that's from a professional standpoint. From a personal development standpoint, I talk to my frat brothers every single day. Like there's not one day I don't talk to one of these guys. Like it's crazy, right? And for me, that helps because there are days where, I might just be feeling very lost, right? Because like even my commute to work, when I get on the train, it's one world. Everybody looks one way. When I get off the train and I'm walking to the office, it's a completely different world. That kind of like sometimes it mentally like, do something to you.
Yeah.
But when you have folks that, are doing well in their own respective careers that are experiencing the same things, they become your outlet to talk to, and you feel like, okay, I have a community to tap into, a community that can pour into me.
Yeah.
So from a personal standpoint, just having them as an outlet, I say, just really helps. Professionally, I mean, look, bro, like we run this
Yes.
respectfully. Like there's not one. Listen, I'm telling you right now, don't get me wrong. You got to put in the work as an individual.
Yeah.
That's never going to be lost. But there's not one industry that an alpha is not in, right? There's not one industry that's like, okay, somebody's not there. So, like, there's not one place. One time I was watching a documentary. It was like, yo, as long as there's a college chapter or a college campus anywhere in the world, and I'll even take it a step further, as long as there's a Black Greek-lettered organization anywhere in the world, I'm good. Like, I'm all right.
Because it's probably
I'm gonna make it home. You know, and that is not only just a product of alpha, that's a product of, you know, having relationships with the other Divine Nine organizations. Because we may, as individuals, choose to join these organizations for our particular, you know, reasons and what we feel like we align with. But at the end of the day, we're a family, we're a unit, right? Like, we understand the plight of what it means to be an Afro-American. So
that's clean. I ain't gonna lie, because that's one of the things that made me want to join way back. You feel me? Because I'm like, yo, every movie, as long as it's anything Black, you know you're gonna find a frat brother in there, bro. And even in wasn't it in Power? I believe.
Mari.
Yeah. As soon as
the best actor on the whole. You know, I'm just saying the facts.
You're not missing out.
What do you want me to do?
You gotta shout it out, man. You're not missing it. But nah, it's that's one thing I always seen. It's like, yo, as long as like you're in a frat, like you said, you good. Because it's like, oh, you was in this? Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
Yo, Fresh Prince too, yeah. The dad. And he was like, no matter what, like as long as you was in the frat, yo, you part of this. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take you with me. Like, that's crazy.
I even say it because I don't want this to become like, oh, this, I'm gonna call it privilege, right? Call it a spade, right? I don't want it to be that this privilege is limited to fraternities. I mean, bro, like, honestly speaking, it always jumps down to community. Why? Because same way if I see a Haitian at Citigroup right now as an analyst, or just like, you know, just at the company in general, I'm more inclined to connect with them because I feel like we identify with something that connects us. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It makes it easier when you're in a fraternity because you know, okay, this fraternity attracts a type of person. Yeah. So we could jump off on that foot. But, you know, I tap into communities based off of the fact that I have so many different things about me. Yeah. Right? Like, I can tap into a community because, you know, I have a rental property. For me, I can tap into a community because I love cars. You feel me? I can tap into a community because I went to CUNY. I can tap into a community because I'm Haitian. I can tap into a community because I, you know, grew up 7-day Adventist. You know, I can tap into a community because, you know, my grandfather was a pastor. I can tap into a community because, you know, one of my uncles is a, you know, like entrepreneur, right? Owns restaurants, all that other stuff. I could tap into these things, and these are ways for me to build community, right? I think the most important thing that people don't want to talk about is sometimes people are just lazy in building community. Like, there's an outlet always to create a community.
And that's the thing too. For you to build the community, you got to build yourself, because it's all about who do you want to be and who do you want to be connected to. Yeah. You feel me? So for you to get into a certain community, you have to actually know, like, you have to be self-aware with yourself first, so that you can be able to be like, okay, so I could stay here, but I could also build something there. Yeah. You feel me? So it's like you said, though, you basically broke it down, because you said you're able to be in all these different communities because you yourself are all these other different things.
Different things. You
so
just gotta
you can tap in.
You gotta tap
to all these other communities.
You gotta tap into it. I feel. Let's park here for a second. Actually,
yeah. Let's talk about
our entrepreneurship and communities, right? And the two. So let's talk about something real quick. One of the things I don't like is when people complain about people not supporting them. Or I'm
Talk about it. Nah,
I'm about to get passionate. I don't like that because it's kind of like, yo, bro, like, wait, so, all right, let's put it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you only know 1,000 people, right? And there are 1 billion people in the world. You feel like your worth is only 1,000 people?
That's a fact.
Like, why don't you feel like you should have the power to expand as far as you can to that 1 billion number?
But the thing is also, we got to think about it, right? With people, we're comfortable. So with comfortability, you don't really think like, okay, I might be actually worth to go out there. I remember, what's his name? Neo David. Neo David?
You talking about Daviso? Is he part of the circle?
The circle of circle of CEOs. Yeah. So he said that
Neo's dope, man.
Neo, he's super dope. Yeah. So the thing with him, he was like, yo, what he had to start doing was actually going to the car dealerships and sit in the cars and like, okay, so this is what this looks like. Going to the $1 million homes. Also, this is what this looks like. The thing with the human brain, he was like, the fact that we don't know anything, we don't know what's out there. So that's why, once again, you got to get uncomfortable. So if you think like to yourself, like you only know 1,000 people and those supports are going to come from those 1,000 people, you ain't going nowhere.
Bro.
You ain't going
I'm going to say something I shouldn't probably say, but it is what it is. We here, right?
We here with it. Come on, no BS conversations.
Repeat I said, right?
Come on now.
Like, the moment I touched...
Be careful.
The moment I experienced certain things, I knew I had to hustle for a different quality of life because I'm not going back to like...
Yeah.
Granted, I'm very poor. Let's get that out the way, right?
He's lying, by the way.
I'm just saying, like, it's like we don't that exposure.
Yeah, we're not exposed to much.
That exposure is super important. But let's rip the Band-Aid off. Okay, so for instance, right, if you ever flew, say like business class, you're not gonna go on that trip again unless you're going on business class again.
Yeah.
All right, give you some examples. In July, I went to Miami, right? And as I'm getting older, now I'm able to travel more with like my older cousins and stuff. Like, we do things, whatever, cool. And I had been telling my cousin, like, yo, you got to hit this Amex Lounge. Now, granted, it's like, honestly... getting a little bit like played out because like mad people have the platinum card now. Yeah. But I'm telling him like, yo, you got to get this platinum. And he's like, yo, but the fee is X amount. I'm like, yo, bro, if you're traveling a couple times a year and the other perks make sense for you, this fee is like you're getting a return on the investment. Yeah. No. I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna give you the itinerary for the travel, right? Meaning like from the time we wake up to the time that we, come back, like this is what we're doing. Yeah. Part of that itinerary is to be at the airport at a certain time. I don't personally like to go to the airport like early. Like I have clear, I just be at the airport
my fault, big
30
dog.
minutes. But I'm like, this time we're going to be here an hour and a half before. Like we're going to channel the inner Haitian. Okay. Right? Cool. So he's like, all right, bet. He trusts me. He's like, all right, cool. So no more. And then like, my other cousin said the same thing. Cool. Now we get to the lounge. He's drinking. You feel me? He's drinking before the flight. So he likes, he's chilling, right? And he's like, I get it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Watch this. So now we, later in the year, organizing another trip, right? So let's just consider that to be a VIP experience for the conversation, right? Yeah. Now we're organizing another trip and we go somewhere and I'm like, yo, honestly, I just don't see how this VIP ticket is going to give me a return on investment. I'm cool, right? He's complaining. He's like, yo, ever since we've done X, Y, and Z, I can't go back. Yo, we on the line. He's like, yo, I can't believe I'm waiting right now. And I'm just like, yo,
like
look.
that. Yeah.
But that exposure, right, is what I feel drove, not just a conversation, but more deeply that fuel.
Yeah.
Because guess what? A couple months later, he got the card.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he didn't care about the fee. Matter of fact, I think he probably paid a little bit more. Like, he didn't care.
And that's where I was going to go at.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I had to start telling myself, and that I'm going to start actually practicing, is that moving forward, anything that's actually helping me to grow, helping me to get better experience, helping me to get more exposure, I'm no longer going to be scared to actually put that extra money in. I'm not going to be scared to actually do that extra thing to get that exposure. You know what I'm saying? To get that experience. Anything that's actually helping me, I'm now seeing it as a way of an investment instead of like a bill.
Bro. Okay, so 2 things. I got that enlightenment of that experience because one of my friends brought me through his way in the Amex, and I was like, oh nah, it's over, right? Cool. But to your point, I was watching an interview with Michael Todd on the Breakfast Club, and he was just talking about how, like, we are the only things ourselves that is priceless. So why would we put a price on why would we put a price on how we're investing in ourselves?
I like that.
So when you're saying it, I'm like, okay, he gets it.
Yeah.
Because it's that. Like it's for my mental.
Yeah.
You know, like, this thing is not a luxury, actually. It's for me to keep saying, because I gotta go work, right? And if I don't really feel like I'm working for something,
then there's no point.
What's the point? What would you say has been the thing that was the catalyst that made you say, all right, cool, I'm gonna make the shift?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's just how I look every day. Like, way before I had big boy bills.
Yeah.
I used to be on top of everything. I'm talking about haircuts every 2 weeks.
Hey, bro,
feel me? I know we on that grind though. Feel me? Yo, you feel me? So it's like, but the thing is, the way I used to see it is like, haircut not important. I do it when I got special events. But I'm like, yo, no. If I want to wake up and feel good every day, if I want to wake up and be my best every day, these things must be incorporated.
Right.
So yeah, I might have that $35 for the, you know what I'm saying, for the light bill. You feel me? But I'm a musician. So I'm like, yo, I could give that 35, but next month I'm gonna plan out a little bit better so that 35 can go towards the cut.
Right.
And now I'm like, yo, you know,
it's to you.
Yeah, it's to me.
To you.
Cause
the cut is a vehicle.
Yo, like, man, y'all know already how it feels when you get a fresh cut.
Come on, baby.
Come on,
baby.
Hey.
Not me.
Yo. You feel me?
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Feel me? Listen, look. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm about to get a haircut,
yo,
bro, that's what I do, right? I text Shorty. I'm like, yo, look. That's what I do. I text her. I'm like, if she's any type of friction, warfare that she wants to say in that particular moment, I say, yo, babe, I'm about to go get a haircut. You sure you want to do this right now? Do you really want to go to war right now? You feel me? Because I'm good. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you go crazy. I'm petty. I'm gonna post a selfie on the gram, right? And you gonna be mad.
Come on now.
But I'm the king. I'm on top right now.
Come on now.
You feel me? My arena is right now. You feel me? So it's like,
nah, I feel you, man. That's why, man. So that's why it's like, I can't, these things, like anything that's like, especially helping out with the mental, you know what I'm saying? Anything that's helping out with appearance, like these are things that shouldn't be secondary.
Right.
Like, yo, bro, you people put bills, even me too. People put bills on top of themselves. I mean, like, I get it. You know, you gotta live, you gotta survive, but it's like, are you working to live? Like, do you want to live your life? Or is it like you're working for your bills? You feel me? So that's one thing I'm just gonna take into practice starting next year, is just doing that extra thing. Like you said with the business class thing, next trip I'm doing with my boys, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, do it that one time.
Call
feel
me.
Yo, you gonna slide me the app?
Nah, yo, look. Like, if we in the airport at the same time, you good.
Say less.
So you gotta worry about it. Like, for real. Like, you know, this is not industry talk.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm serious. Like, we in the airport at the same time, bro. Yo, get him.
Say that.
Me pull up.
Say less. We gonna leave him right here. We can't give him too much. Feel me? Let's get back to that community talk though. Feel me? You said something. You said the African proverb. If you want to go far, I'm sorry. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Mm-hmm. That's something that you don't hear a lot, especially in this generation, especially the generation previous. I mean, nobody wants to be like, oh, I got help. Nobody wants to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got this help from this person. It's all, I made it on myself. I made it by myself. I'm self-owned, everything like that. How do you feel about that saying being held up to the caliber that it did way back, even now?
I think the concept of being self-made is a product of trauma, right? Like, you know, you are associating self-made success with that being the most honorable way to do it. And I couldn't disagree more with that. I was in high school, a junior, and my mentor at the time was helping me with something. And this was probably the first time a Black man outside of my family, you know, I can honestly say, like, was... Wow, yeah. That was probably the first time that a Black man was actually changing my life.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a very rich thing for me because I was a junior in high school, and I remember he was helping me with something as it pertained to getting into college, and we were leaving school. I was walking him to his car. I was about to go walk to the bus stop, and I was like, you know, telling him like, "Yo, thank you, thank you. You know, like, I appreciate everything you're doing. Like, you know, I don't need a handout." And he stopped me. He was like, "Yo, this is not a handout. This is a hand up. You know, this is a hand up."
Yeah,
that was the first time I had ever looked at somebody helping me in that way.
Yeah.
We're Haitian.
We Haitian, man.
We're Haitian. Like, you know, it's so funny how in the DNA of, you know, our country's value, we always say l'union fait la force, but we probably, that could not be further from the truth. When it comes to Haitians. You know, and how we look at community. Don't get me wrong, we band together when needed. But for the most part, you know, division is just in our blood. And when my mentor told me that, it was the first time I took the opportunity to walk against the notion of handout and look more towards a hand up. And ever since then, I look at different communities and how I feel they manage a hand up and how that's made them successful.
That's true.
Right? And that trauma, I feel we just need to get away from as a community. Right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, me personally, I'm always looking around. You know, like, I'm always looking at, okay, I've built this Rolodex of a community. I won't even call it a network, right? I've built this Rolodex of a community. Who can I call for what? And I'm proud I can. I'm proud that people hit me all the time like, "Yo, do you know where to get this or who to talk to about that?" Because they can feel that they can rely on me, but I'm even prouder of the fact that I can call those people to say, "Hey, can you help this person?" But I'm even more ecstatic that I can call those people to say, "Hey, can you help me?" Right? Because at the end of the day, like, it takes a village, and no, you know, it's like the verse says in the Bible, right? And forgive me if I don't say it correctly, but, you know, man should not live, you know, by bread alone. And obviously that verse is used for different iterations, but I'm going to use it in this context to say that man should not live by one thing alone. Right? And your community is the versatility that you need to build. Right? You know, a house is not built by one thing.
It's multiple things. And it's crazy that you say that. That's because, like you said, with the trauma, it's because we've been so wired that if you get a hand out from somebody, they're expecting something in return.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, my bro that want to start you know, his own Instagram fitness page next year. I'm like, yo, bro, I know you still want to do this stuff. Like, if you do need my help for anything. And I'm like, yo, I just got because I changed my phone, so I don't use a lightning port anymore. I'm like, yo, I got a mic here. If you need it to start that stuff, let me know. Like, I give it to you. And he's like, yo, bro, you're W mans. You know, and I'm like, oh, yeah, bro, of course, you're my man. He's like, so what comes with this nice gesture off the rip? He's like, what comes with this nice gesture? I'm like, just don't sell making videos. Like, start creating, bro. Like, start making stuff. My friend that wanted to start streaming for Christmas, I remember I had got him mics. He's like, yo, like, thank you, but like, do you want something? I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I just want to see you win. Like, I just want to see you push forward. So I feel like that's something we just got to break out of. And I hope what you said actually makes them realize it. Like, yo, not everything is a handout. Like, it's a handout.
What I want you to ask them though is like, yo, bro, okay, cool. Like, what exactly do you want me here for then?
Yes.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's like, important.
One thing I actually don't like is when people that I am telling you, like, yo, you good, you family, like, my man, 100 grand or nah, you know what, sis, I got you. I don't like when I tell people that and they still moving timid and shy. That would make me stop speaking to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
If I tell you I got you, I really don't play about, you know, my word. Like, if I tell you I got you, I got you.
That's facts.
And I think, in my opinion, what I'm hoping is that you don't ever put me in a position to disappoint you, because that's on you, I feel, as much as it is on me. Because if you're not a millionaire, I'm not going to ask you for $1 million and then
expect,
right?
Like,
and then when you can't give it to me, it's like, yo, nah, see? Like,
you're not my man. I knew it.
It's like, yo, this is why. See? Yo, nah, you know what? I'm never asking anybody for anything again.
Facts.
No, like, no. But if I know that you're good, you know, I'm working on cars, yo, bro, can you pull up and help me with this real quick? You know, like, so yeah, when people start doing the whole like, oh no, I don't want to, nah. You're out of here, because I don't have the time for that. Yeah,
nah, I fully agree, man. Once I tell you I got you, I got you. Like, if I tell you my peoples, you're my peoples.
Celebrity.
Come on now. Yeah. You know that. Come on now. We ain't gonna talk too much. We ain't gonna talk too much. Get you a Libra. Hello, that's somebody.
It. Hello. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, you going crazy right now. I know what you trying to do. Respect.
But you spoke about going to community yourself, man. Let's talk about the community you're out here building, the community that the people should be paying attention to, man. Tardy T.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, that man labeled up.
Merch,
come on now.
Merch
on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, merch out or merch on the way?
Merch on the way, baby.
Come on now.
Brick by brick. But
talk about it though.
What is out right now, actually, if you go to our website, tarty.com, our signature wristbands.
Oh, yeah.
We have 3 different colors on there. What I'm wearing right now is the Renee pink, but we also have the signature Tardy green. We have the ginger orange, just $3 a pop. Definitely go online, support us.
That's a fact.
Grab them. Limited supply, so definitely get yours as soon as you see this.
Come on now.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Tardy T, the community you're building. Let's talk about it.
Sure. So some of the folks have been on our Instagram so far, so they're a bit familiar with us. But for those that haven't, Tardy T is an up-and-coming company that is promoting diversity in the sport of golf, specifically empowering diversity by swinging to success. So what that means is when we think of the history of golf and how Black folks have been marginalized, especially at a professional level, out of the sport, really up until I feel the 1990s, right? We see that effect trickle down into, you know, our everyday communities, and Tardy T is looking to solutionize that by creating awareness around the lack of diversity, but adding a fun spin to it through our event series called One Swing at a Time, which is really a golf-themed day party. Come out.
The hottest.
Yeah, baby. Hottest. Yeah.
The hottest.
The biggest.
Come on now. You 2 for 2, I ain't gonna lie.
Baby, come on now. We killing it. And we gonna keep killing it. But one swing at a time, essentially a day party, come in your best golf outfit, because we want to highlight the fashion of the sport. I think it's probably the most fashionable sport.
The most slept on fashion.
Yeah, the most slept on fashion. Like golf outfits are actually even used outside of the sport, right? We want to highlight the fashion. We want to also give folks an opportunity to swing a golf club. Yeah. But most importantly, we want them to come and build a community, right? We've done 2 events so far, and both events, the feedback that we always get, it never really comes back focusing primarily on golf. Yeah. It doesn't primarily focus on outfits. It doesn't primarily focus on the DJ, the food, or the drinks. It always goes back to the fact that, wow, I met a really cool person there. So like, for instance, our last one on September 30th, I had some folks from work at the event. And as a result of that event, folks have actually came to me like, yo, I'm meeting with this person, that person at the office, because that started with the Tardy T event. Wow. Right? That's good. And that, that feels good because especially one of the people that approached me that had that experience, they're relatively new in the company, but because of Tardy T now, they're meeting with senior, folks in the company that came to Tardy T, but also are connecting them to their peers outside of, their peers in city as well. So look, the spark notes of it is that we're promoting diversity in sport of golf. We are bringing awareness to it through our event series. And, our goal is to not only change how folks see golf, especially Black folks in particular, but more so change how folks see Black folks in golf, right? And community being at the center of that.
That's true. Because golf is a white man's. Well, golf has always seemed like a white man's sport.
I like that. I had it right there.
I had to catch myself.
Yeah, I like that.
Feel me? That. But you speaking to a advent goer to the events. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. You feel me?
Yeah,
the people there.
Matter of fact, walk me through, right? Everything that you've, feel like you've experienced
when I went to the event.
Before you went, like, I need to hear about your emotions before you go in there, like the outfit picking and like.
The outfit picking was stressful. I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's not much guy golf outfits. Like, it was really stressful. Like, and it's like, I really was, it's so bad. Like, something isn't searched much. If TikTok don't get enough of that, man,
that was me promoting it. I'm like, yo, what do I post?
Yo, I went on TikTok, and I kid you not, I think I seen like 6 to 8 TikTok videos on men golf fashion. And the men golf fashion they were showing me are dad stuff. You feel me?
So the typical stuff, not the cool stuff.
Exactly. And the cool stuff was Jordan, of course. But it's like, there wasn't much stuff. So that's when I'm like, so there's an area there though. Because where there's not much light at, there's something there for it to grow. So then that's why I'm like very excited for the next event. Because I'm putting that thing on. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm putting that thing on. Because I ain't come how I'm supposed to be swinging last time.
Because you feel that was crazy. That was really crazy. I ain't gonna lie. So, yo, this guy's
that's 3, right?
This guy needs to be stopped over here, man.
I'm on 3 balls so far. I bet.
This guy's going crazy right now. I ain't gonna lie.
But nah, the event was amazing, man. I ain't gonna lie. I came a little late, but like it was a vibe all around.
Yeah.
For me, because I was watching it on the story, and I'm like, oh, nah, this.
I'm on the way.
Yeah, feel me? Like I come with people I have to pick up. I'm like, yo, gotta go. Like, feel me? But well, getting there was very welcoming. You feel me? The vibe was already there. You was listening to music. Got there, went straight to the bar, and there was people at the bar off the rip.
It's crazy.
You feel me? And not only were they at the bar, but they wasn't like at the bar and they're just watching. Nah, they were at the bar and everybody was conversating. You feel me? Then walking a little deeper off rip, you got the vibes. Yeah. It was like walking on turf. You know what I'm saying? Like the golf swings everywhere. You feel me? Yeah. So it was there already.
Yeah.
And the outdoor vibes, you went there too. People there conversating. Like one of the main things I noticed when I went into the event is that everybody was talking to each other.
No,
Like
that's
whether
love.
you came
That's
in
love.
in a
I'm
group,
humbled right now. Word.
it's like everybody was talking, and it's like even the people that weren't even
Wow.
there for your event was vibing too.
Right.
You feel me? So like it was like an overall vibe.
Wow,
Like,
man, that's rich. Because honestly, like putting this together, the biggest thing I was nervous about was like how the energy would be in the different spaces within the venue. Because I know, like, just from going to parties, right? Again, God is working on me, guys. Sorry, but just going to parties, going out, being outside, they would call it, right? You go, you go to like these different like, clubs. Oh my gosh, I'm a sinner. And it's like you go to these different clubs, and like it's so awkward.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's going for it is two things: the drinks and the music.
Yeah.
And it's like either the music is too loud, so you can't really talk to somebody. So then it just forces you to put on a facade that is really more concerned with the aesthetic than it is, right? Like the purpose of being outside. There, and granted, there's time and place for that.
Yeah.
There's times I want to go outside, I just want to be fly. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to be fly. I just want to, send that over. You know what I mean? Like that's there's a time and place for that. But if you have too much of that, then there's a lack of balance, and you actually don't really have the opportunity to, experience fun outside of that. And I feel like Tardy T's One Swing at a Time, our goal is to continue to achieve that because what we actually are doing in those, micro interactions is that we're actually teaching folks how to network as well. Right, you're building like those skills in those moments, like because you kind of gotta force yourself to speak to somebody if you're feeling comfortable and you feel at it, right? So because of that, you're like, yo, let me just ask them about this. And then you carry that now to the spaces outside of that party.
Gives you that confidence.
Yeah, because now you are getting the reps in of just like talking to people. So
now
appreciate that, bro.
That's nice. Bro, I support it every single time. It was really a good vibe. Like I got there late, but the low 3 to 2 hours I got, it was like, damn, I should have came earlier.
I had to call by
Shout out DJ Say. He was doing his thing, man.
DJ, bro, shout out DJ Nana K, DJ Say. Like, these are my brothers. Like DJ Nana K, he's also my frat brother. So it's like,
of course, have to plug him, man. Can't forget.
Different connection. But Say, like, I'm not gonna call him his government on here, but like that's my guy, So again, community. Like what they did for me, that's all for the strength of community. Like how they, how we manage the business end of things, that's just all for the strength of community. That is not like you can't pay for that.
Gotta come into that.
Just,
I wanted to ask you something though, real quick. You said that Tardy T is to diversify. Right on the field. So why didn't you make this a black only type of club type of thing or black only? You know what I mean?
Listen, man,
this type of scene.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this. I think so. I don't agree with black only. I don't agree with your whole world being black only. Right? They can clip this up however they want to.
You don't like black people.
I don't care.
He's an Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, I don't care. Right? Like you can make this Michael Jordan invests in prisons moments. Like you can, like.
But go ahead, talk about it some more. Why you disagree with it?
I disagree with it because, at the end of the day, right, we're doing a disservice to our black babies when we are limiting them to only seeing themselves, right, through the lens of themselves. Now, in the forming years, I think it's absolutely pertinent to make sure that their identity is associated, they're positively associating their identity with being black. Absolutely. I think that is pertinent, is a priority. It should be top of the list of things in, that child's indoctrination. As they grow older, I do feel that in order for them to get a appreciation of just simply global context, they need to be able to interact and bring that blackness outside of just a black community.
Okay.
Right?
That's what you mean.
Because look, let's give an example, right? I work for Citigroup. Citi is a global organization.
Mm-hmm.
It's called an institution, right? Like it is a global organization. So just imagine if, for instance, I have, my son or my daughter. Sorry, guys. Whichever of the two.
Oh, he's sexist now.
They
He
can
like
clip
black people. He's sexist.
They can clip this up however they want to, right? Like, feel me? I love women, right? Like they can.
Now he trying to save himself.
We about to go viral. Nah. But just like set an example, right? Like say my son or daughter, decides to work for Citi, and they don't understand, the global context of the company. I'm putting them much more behind than their counterpart that understands the global context. Why? Because that global context is gonna help them appreciate cultures outside of their blackness.
Yeah.
And then the reality of the matter is, if we want to think of how to operate on that global, within that global context, you need to appreciate culture outside. You need to respect culture outside of your culture.
Yeah.
You need to be able to build with culture outside of your culture, because that is the only way that you can actually bring more awareness to your culture.
Yeah.
Right? Like, think about it. Even if you think about the movie Wakanda, right? Like, yeah, it was a thing where they're like, okay, we don't want the world to know because they want the world to come. Sure. But if one's association with blackness is only negative, because they are not black, but whenever they've interacted with a black person, they just had a negative experience. If that's their only experience, you can't be mad at them when you try to interact with them and they're just negatively interacting with you.
Yeah.
It is just ignorance.
Yeah.
And you building that cachet with them is also building awareness around, your community. And I feel like when you have just a world of black only.
It's scary because once you get out of there, you won't know how to move. You won't know what to do. And you don't get that exposure too at that. So that makes sense. Feel me? So yeah, that makes sense because then it becomes very unrealistic because it's like you said, if all you know is black culture and all you know is how to appreciate black, it's like once you get somewhere else, it's like, whoa, what is this?
They call it culture shock.
Yo, Mr. Beast, I believe, went to China or Japan. I kid you not. A kid came to him and said, "Oh my gosh, can I take a picture with you? You're American, right?" He's like, "Can I take a picture with you?" He's like, "Yeah." He took a picture of him. He was like, "Huh? Do you know me?" He was like, "You watch my videos?" The guy was like, "Oh no." The kid was like, "Oh no, I don't know who you are, but you're just the first white American guy I've seen." And he just ran off, and that was crazy to me because it's just like, to think a guy that has over 200 million subs on YouTube, you would think that he's known everywhere, or you would think that he's somebody that, but then he goes to a whole nother culture that doesn't even know anything about him. And he's just like, oh no, you're just the first white guy I've ever seen that looks like that. So in that aspect, what you just said, it actually makes sense. So it would actually do you a disservice and put you back even more. And even with growing a community too, because if you just make it strictly black owned or black, you know what I'm saying, then it's like you're doing yourself as the top.
I also feel that black folks, we have a superpower of being versatile.
True.
We need to tap into that versatility.
True. That's true. We fit everywhere.
Like,
pause.
Yeah,
caught it.
I didn't want to. He's going crazy. Like
that's 5. That's 4.
I'm not
5?
counting.
I gotta keep count, man.
He has to be stopped. You know, but yeah, I'm saying, like, black folks, we're versatile.
That's true.
And we need to tap into that versatility and embrace it. So to be clear, I think black folks should absolutely spend time tapping into that blackness. Let that form a large part of their identity, or at least the root of it.
Yeah.
As you grow into that and you understand that as the most that you will understand it, right? Because it's, you know, can get complex. You go through the history of your people, right? You even take a pilgrimage. You touch the soil of the motherland, right? You know, like you take the opportunity to see your blackness positively. You do all of that, absolutely true. But then you take that and you go out.
Yeah. Get that exposure. Yeah, I agree with it.
Exactly.
I agree with it. That's nice.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this though. So we spoke about you building your community. We spoke about how to diversify your community. Now let's talk about protecting your community.
Yeah.
Because that's very important. You know, we always build, but protecting it is very important. So for you, how would you go about protecting Tardy T, you know, from those trying to bring it down? Because it's a dog-eat-dog world out here, you know?
Yeah. I don't, you know, I leave some of that to my lawyer.
What a flex.
No, I mean,
what a flex.
It's not even really a flex. It's shout out my guy. Like, you know, he actually is one of my mentors and like, you know, like somebody that I consider like a positive black role model who just took me under his wing. Is like, I'll help you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not making it seem like, yo, like, yeah, I hired, like, I'm not the rapper that's like, yeah, I hired the Jewish lawyer to beat the case. No. No. Like, you know, I just have, you know, someone who's a positive, you know, role model, black, you know, role model in my life. And he decided to take me under his wing and say, yo, I love what you're doing. I'm going to help you. Right.
Okay.
So he just decided to be like, yo, this is my legal counsel. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the protection piece, a lot of that is just like with him, like I'm talking to him about everything. Like, yo, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? Right. So the protection piece, I feel like, comes from us doing our due diligence and making sure that we're checking off the boxes, right? Let's not be ignorant here and live in a Delulu, right? Like, let's not do that. So yeah, the legality aspect of it is definitely important. I also feel like passion.
Very important.
You know, you can't beat the passion, right? Like how passionate you are about something is going to be reflected in the product. And, you know, for me, as it pertains to Tardy T, as Tardy T grows, God be my witness, the passion will not be lost.
Yeah, we see it.
Or better yet, I know the passion will be lost, but you'll see that the passion is not lost on just the way that I'm doing things and what I'm doing and how I'm expanding and how I'm taking this to the next level.
Nah, for sure. I can hear it every time we talk about Tardy T, bro. You go full mode, like you could hear it and see it. You know what I'm saying? Like even with like, cause you know I get a little glimpse of the behind the scenes. You feel me? Just a little bit of it. And when I do see,
get, you know what I mean?
Hey,
behind the scenes is a little bit crazy, but we'll let her. I
ain't gonna go. Chill. I ain't gonna go there. You feel me?
Nah,
but
I'm joking.
When things you could see, like when he gets hit with challenges or little roadblocks, you can actually see like. You know, like it's really bothering you when you actually get hit with those challenges, and you're like, "Yo, I'm staying up all night trying to get this curve, man." He's like, "Yo, I ain't sleep." Like, you feel me? You can see, like, nobody goes for that for a side gig or just something you try to start up. You get that kind of energy and that kind of passion when it's something that you see could last generations and generations. You feel me? So that's really dedication. And
my brother, I'll tell you this, right? When you die, your tombstone or anything that is pretty much that marks your death or life, if you will, it's going to have your birth year, it's going to have your death year.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a dash in between. And every single thing that you have done is going to be on that dash.
Yeah.
And I think about that every single day.
That's crazy. That's a good way to think about it.
So
everything you ever done goes on that in that middle piece.
Dash, like it's like, okay, between X year and X year.
What did you do?
What did you do? Right? Like it's easy to go to gram. It's easy to go, on certain platforms and talk that talk.
Mm-hmm.
But, we only really respect those that's doing it.
Yeah. The fruits of your labor.
Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, like me, I'm not, trust me, I am not living so that people can see what I do and be like, oh my gosh, this guy is the coolest guy ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about that. Like, I dress how I dress. I do what I do because it makes me feel good and it's like, it's what I want to do, right? So because of that, I have to have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
My purpose is going to be fulfilled by the grace of God in that dash.
Yeah, I agree, and that's the thing that comes. That's the thing that comes with being a man, bro. Because it's like we ain't nothing without our purpose, bro. You would forever be lost if you don't have that purpose. And the thing is, it's like it's a double thing because you're nothing if you don't have your purpose, and then when you have your purpose, until it's fulfilled, you don't feel at ease at all. It's just a constant thing that's just weighing on you. Like, this gotta get done, and if it's not being done, or if I'm not living in it,
if I'm not on track,
it's just like, damn, am I back to being just lost and not having, So it's just like, I get this and I gotta get it done. So it's just a thing with just being a man, bro. Like, it's just a forever burden.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say a burden, but it's a forever blessing.
Yeah.
You feel me? You finding your purpose. But I suggest like every man to literally lock in and figure it out. Because if you don't, you're going to be lost for a while. Like, for a while.
Purpose encourages preparation that pushes into power. And all of that is really, really best determined by process.
Yeah.
So your purpose, power, process, like, I think those are the things that drives, man or
anyone really, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone.
So
that is amazing, man.
That dash.
Sheesh, that dash. That just got me a whole nother thinking.
Yeah.
The year you're born, dash, year you're dead.
Yeah.
What did you do?
What did you do? Like,
that's kind of crazy to think about.
That was like also part of the reason why I wanted to become an alpha. Because it was like, for me, I remember I was speaking to, now one of my fraternity brothers, but at the time, like a brother of the fraternity. And he was just saying, like, yeah, when he dies, he wants Alpha to be on his tombstone. I thought that was rich. Look, like, the reality of the matter is, we're so, like, we see young Black men dying and not really having the opportunity to have any real impact on the world.
Yeah.
So as long as I have breath and I have the opportunity and ability to drive impact, I'm going to fill that tombstone up. Yeah. And even the things that don't make it to the tombstone, because maybe words can't necessarily describe that impact, that's what we're working on. And this is big, man.
That
like,
is.
What are we doing? What are we really doing?
Yeah.
Like,
that's something you got to really sit down and think about, though. Like, that's just everybody. That's the question to you. Like, what are you really doing?
What are you really doing?
That
like,
can go between that dash.
We gotta talk about it. What are you really doing? Like, so I'm gonna hit it where it hurts, right? It's like, yo, if your legacy is gonna be popping bottles, you got to think about that, like, respectfully. And I'm gonna speak to my Black kings.
Come on now.
This is the message for y'all. Because at the end of the day, let's keep it a stack. Our Black queens are doing better than us.
Way better.
Right? They're more educated.
Come on.
And in certain spaces, they're more compensated. So I'm gonna speak to the Black kings real quick, right? Your legacy is gonna be popping bottles. Think about that, right? If your legacy is gonna be what Benz you had in whatever year before, think about that, right? If your legacy is gonna be because you had the newest pair of Jordans up until a certain point, think about that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is tough love, right? And granted, I'm not the person that, is the guy to say, oh, I'm the standard, follow me. No. I'm just going to hold you accountable in this clip so that one day, whoever it is that this impacts positively, you can hold me accountable. Because I need more Black men that I feel can be peers in certain spaces.
Yeah.
You just got to call a spade a spade. And if you feel a way, you feel like this is too arrogant, this is too cocky, go look at the numbers. Go look at the stats. And if that doesn't hurt your heart enough to motivate you, I don't like to skip the interview, go do something else. This isn't for you. But for the guys that really understand where I'm coming from and what I'm saying right now, lock in. That party's always gonna be there. Like the girls are gonna come as soon as you get what you gotta get. Trust me, they're gonna come, right? Like everything is gonna come. But if you are not putting in that pain, if you're not connected to your purpose,
that hustle, that grind,
you're doing us all, Black King. You're doing us all a disservice. Feel me?
Yeah. So you're disservicing your future self that's waiting for you to get to where you need to be.
Bro, like, it's spooky out here. Listen, I be having conversations, like platonic conversations with women about dating and what it's like for them, right?
It's scary out here, bro.
It's spooky.
It's scary. That dating pool is
the pandemic is over. Get it together.
Yo,
all right, that's all I gotta say.
Nah, let's actually speak a little bit on that though, man. Like, yo, it's scary.
They're gonna hate me. Oh my God, they're never gonna give me that in person again.
Cause look, no, the women are actually really, so this month is Movember, right? So this month is when we pay attention to the men's health and what's going on with men in general.
Therapy,
and you know, it's said that women live 5 years longer than men. Mm-hmm. So it's like the women are actually winning in life. Like they're living 5 years older than us. They're getting in some categories and some careers more paycheck. You know what I'm saying? The women are being more on top. They're being more educated. Fellas, what the fuck? Like, we went from being on top of the food chain to now barely. Bro, the women are actually more. You know what's crazy? I'm cutting up a lot, but this is what I realized, right? Everything that is here to help the men are more so filled up with more women than it is men. Here's what I mean by that. All of the good men podcasters that are here, all the good men, quote unquote role models, are mostly followed by women. When they have these podcast live episodes, it's all mostly women.
Interesting.
The women are taking the time to learn us.
To learn and listen.
The women are taking the time to figure us out. So when you're not actually taking the time to figure yourself out, you won't be able to do nothing to these women, bro.
Listen, go ahead.
It is just crazy because if, quote unquote, because it's, I'm not even gonna fuel the men and women war, but if the opposition is studying you, you feel me?
Right.
And you not doing anything, or you stay down to your same tricks or your same, anything, you won't be able to win the war. You feel me? But the women are leveling up on us triple time. You feel me? And they're no longer falling for the BS. They're no longer dealing with the BS. So it's like, fellas, like, we're on a downhill right now.
Listen, man, this is my thoughts on this. First and foremost, to my Black queens out here doing the damn thing, I'm proud of you.
For sure.
I love you. I am happy that you're killing the game. I'm actually excited at the fact that God willing, I have a daughter that she will have, role models that probably she can touch more easily than, the women before her, right? To say, oh, I can do this because I know how hard it is for y'all. So, I'm proud of y'all, right?
Facts. To
my brothers, you got to get it together, man. Like, the thing is for me, it's like, I don't want to give you a pep talk. Right? let's be very honest. I don't want to give you a pep talk because I just feel like you should just be motivated. Like, you should just wake up
and just want to get to it.
Just want to get it.
You just want to get to it.
Yeah. Like, you just want to, you should just want to get, forget the Andrew. Listen, I know I got Andrew Tate.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Yo, forget the Andrew Tate.
Keep him away.
For me, forget all. No, you should just be motivated off of the strength of the fact that you are a black man, right? You are connected to the creation of civilization.
Come on now.
And this is why I said, like, you know, earlier, making that journey into identity, because what it really is an identity crisis.
Yeah,
that's what we're really seeing in, you know, our community with our men. Like, they are having a real identity crisis.
Yeah,
and a lot of it is connected to social media.
Yeah,
right. It is no longer cool to be the 9-to-5 guy.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm gonna say to the no longer cool 9-to-5 guy theory. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I will be, God willing, you know, married by the time what I'm about to explain is gonna happen. But you don't want to be the 9-to-5 guy. Let me map out what the next 10 years could look like for you. Right? You're gonna go risk your life. You're gonna go do things to get the girl that you feel like is impossible to get otherwise. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna take it. She's gonna start her own lash tech care business, the legitimate one, right? She's gonna be so pushed by the glamour that you're bringing to her lifestyle and, you know, everything around that business. Her business is gonna grow and it's gonna boom. In the process of all of that, you're risking your life, your freedom, your safety. Dead or in jail. But let's just say I hope you don't die. So let's just say you end up in jail, right? Which I don't hope for you either. But call it a spade a spade. Let's say you end up in jail. You know what's going to happen? You're going to do a bid. She's going to continue her legitimate business. But now she needs to find a guy that can remotely sustain.
Facts.
Right? And then she's gonna go for a guy. Yeah. Like me. Yo, nah, chill. I'm gonna be married at the time. You know what I mean?
This ain't gonna go motivational, man.
I don't want to motivate you. I don't want to. Yo, listen. I don't want to motivate you because it's kind of like, bro, if this isn't motivation enough, I don't know what to tell you. No, but all right. So honestly, she's gonna go for that 9-to-5 guy, right? That you thought was corny, that you thought was lame, but has his freedom. And honestly, at that point, he's only grown in his career.
Mm-hmm.
So the money that you probably were making and risking your life for, he's probably going to grow that. I mean, in particular industries, right, that have good, you know, compensation growth, right? Like, she's going to end up with that guy. And while you're sitting down, you're doing that bid, and you lose, you know, the connection to her. Right? Because at that point now, she's just getting older. That clock is running out, right? It's time for her to want to start a family. Like, you're going to have to sit there. No, actually, you're not going to have to. You are going to sit there and think about, like, yo,
yeah,
was it all worth it?
Mm-hmm.
I think Wallow, right? Well, you know, he probably say, like, yo, it's not worth it, right? So the biggest point here is just like, look, I get it, you know, fast money, right? Or actually, let's just say this, a non-sustainable lifestyle sometimes feels good, it feels glamorous, right? But we got to think more towards the long term, right? And not the short term. Because honestly, I'm not even excited the most about what I'm going to do in the short term. Man, I can't wait to see what I'm about to do at 40, 50.
Yo.
You know?
Remember, our prime is 30, 35.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, like 30, 35, like that's cool. But I'm like, yo, like, where am I going to be at 60?
Sheesh.
Like, where am I? What if I'm doing this right now and God got, because I know he got me, what am I going to be doing at 60?
Yeah.
All I got is time.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like, yo, you feel you're running against the clock, and I hear you, but again, you're gonna have that conversation like, yo, is it worth it? And then by the time you come home, and now you trying to figure out life, she done gave, that God, like me, right? 2 kids. We got 2 kids.
Yeah.
We done grew our family, and it's like, was it all worth it?
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely an identity crisis that is in our community that, again, back to Tardy T, right?
Yeah.
Like the goal of Tardy T is to help cure that identity crisis, because the sport of golf positively affects mental health, right? It positively affects one's confidence. It positively affects one's ability to build community, right? And exist in one that might be unfamiliar to them, right? So that's a part of the work and the scope of which that we are operating within, right? So,
and that's lovely. That's lovely that's the way that you're going through, because that means the work is never done for you. Like,
work is never done, brother.
The work is never done, because now
is forever.
Like, you're diversifying on the green, so that means you got here Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Forget the US. You got, overseas.
Global.
So it's like
global, man. Global. I'll listen, man. I gotta give credit where it's due. Like, by the time this episode comes out, it probably would have been done already. But one of my frat brothers, Rest of Mike, started a platform called Poetry Me Please. And I was just looking on the story the other day, and he had put that he wanted to bring the event, the company, the platform, right? We don't want to limit it to the Apollo.
Wow.
And he's bringing it to the Apollo.
Wow.
And in a comment, one of the comments he wrote, like, yo, if I say it enough, it's going to happen. I thought that was rich. I thought that was inspiring, because, some of what I know of the story is that it started, like, he, started it, I think, like, right before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, and it put, like, a dent in it. But now he's back, and, he's having an event at the Apollo.
That's huge.
Like, the Apollo, like, you know what I
mean?
Huge.
Like, it's the Apollos, man.
We gotta really acknowledge, we gotta acknowledge that and understand that, okay, something like that I find encouraging, inspiring. I'm like, all right, bet. When I tell you, yo, Tardy T's gonna be global, because, like, yo, like, I have the plan in my head. I'm not gonna say it here.
Yeah.
But the Tardy T will absolutely successfully be global.
Come on now.
For sure.
What you say? Mayor Delulu?
Word. Yeah, I be getting a text sometime from,
Come on now.
Shorty, hey, she just be like, Mayor Delulu become Trululu, right? I be like, yo, chill.
Mayor Delulu become Trululu.
I think that's, like, whenever I get that, I'm like, yeah, this is scary. Like, what do you... but I think
make sure I got that on y'all 2024 vision board, man.
Word, put the
Mayor Delulu become Trululu. Oh man,
that's crazy.
This is good, man. This is great, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I hope you guys actually took a couple of bit of information here. For real, like, community is very important. You feel me? And it doesn't even have to just confine to your family, because usually people, once you hear community, it's off rip family, and then that's it. You feel me? So, community is literally has to be around who you're connected to.
Yeah,
it has to be
for sure
around who you want to be. and how you yourself, you're growing.
Yeah.
So don't ever stop growing, because the more you grow, the more communities, like he said, you'll be able to tap into. And the more communities you tap into, is the more exposure and the more experiences, the more connections that you get to build and grow.
Amen.
You feel me? So,
For
Steph,
sure.
I appreciate you for coming through, my guy.
Man, listen, my brother, like I told you at the beginning of the episode, you know, I consider you a part of that community of inspiration for me, for sure.
Appreciate that.
I don't have to say that. So I want you to know that's definitely how I feel. You know, as we are both on this journey, the times in which I'm like, oh snap, like it's tough right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep it going and I'm gonna look like, I bet, let's get back in the race. And I hope that I can provide that same inspiration for you at some point, whenever.
Of course.
But ultimately, the goal in that spirit of community is to look at each other like, I bet, say no more. And I think that's the only thing you need to say. That's why I was like, I don't need to motivate you. It's like, yo, dog, like, I bet, say less.
Like there's enough. Like you should be able to look at your community and be like, yeah, that's enough for me
sure.
to,
I look at my
get up at it
community.
and keep
Listen,
going.
man, I got a community for my mental health. I got a community, you know, for me going to therapy. I got a community for, you know, playing sports. I got a community for debauchery. I got a community for after the debauchery, I need to go repent. I gotta, like, you know. I'm just keeping it a stack, like,
that's facts.
Be versatile, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
simple.
You know, debauchery during the week. Holy. On the weekends, God is working on me, son. Pray for me. Pray for me, son. Pray for me. I
was in the club last week. And like, hey,
listen. Holy, every day of the week. Sorry. But you know, to just again put a pin in it all. As I said earlier, if you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. That is absolutely in the DNA of not only Tardy T, but I honestly do feel that's in the DNA of success. That's in the DNA of us as Black folks. It's in the DNA of us and our relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's virtually the DNA of this conversation around community that we're having. So thank you for having me.
Of course.
It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, bro.
Always.
I can come through again.
Bro, come on now.
And you know, I look forward to everything that E21 will accomplish, but more importantly, CK Smooth TV.
Yes, sir. Coming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
TardyT.com.
Come on now.
Check us out. Check us on the gram, the Tardy T. Just to shout out a couple things.
Yeah, go ahead. Support is free.
Project Quality. Definitely go grab a hat. PQENYC.com. We got our Genesis collection that we just dropped. Go grab that. I got me some Noma pants.
Come on now, that book came dripped up.
Yeah, one of my favorite brands. Tardy T merch on. Feel me? I was supposed to have some Clue clothing on, feel me, but you know, I didn't get my piece in time. But definitely check out clueclothing.com.
Come on now.
You know, that's the barriers. Like, this is home team.
That boy came labeled up.
When I go to the closet, it's Clue, it's Noma, it's barriers. And that's where I start, and then I probably go to like the actual designer and stuff after. You know?
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then you know,
something like you feel me? Pressure, but it's like
God is good all the time.
All the time now.
And all the time.
Come on now.
God,
hey,
is good.
Come on, hey, come on now.
Like I'm saying, like, I repent. I do be repenting. Like, you feel me? I be repenting. Don't get it twisted. You feel me? Don't get it twisted.
You forgive me for my sins.
Hey,
come on now.
If you see me outside, just know I repented the morning before. Or I'm gonna repent the morning after, baby. Yo, son, I gotta stop.
Yo, nah. Oh man. Once again, bro, thank you for coming through, bro.
My pleasure, bro.
Appreciate you always. You already know what it is. Libra fam all the time.
Yeah.
You feel me? Definitely check him out on his Instagram. His everything will be in the description. Definitely don't forget to like, comment down below your thoughts on this topic as we will continue the conversation. And don't forget to subscribe with the bell on so you can get these videos every single week when I drop. You feel me? And thank you again for stopping by.
Brother.
And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. It be that set. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like and definitely comment your thoughts on these topics so we can continue these conversations down in the comments, and definitely subscribe with the bell on so you can get our videos every time we drop. Now, if you haven't already, watch our previous episode on connections, and I hope you can definitely enjoy it. See you there.
Parenthood means taking on the responsibility of caring for your children. It's not enough to just birth children, but you have to lead by example.